the jack of all trades with the foul mouth, Commodore Urban, and today we'll be doing a special video for you guys to kick off, or basically kind of start the 108th anniversary of the Titanic, which would be the 10th of April. 100 years ago, the Titanic left Southampton, and of course, she met with disaster, hit the fucking iceberg, and sank with 1,496 lives. And this is a video that's been requested by multiple people, but my last book haul before the whole Chinaman virus pandemic broke out, this was one of the books that I got, and I said if you guys wanted to see a more in-depth look, to let me know, and several of you have asked to see the inside of this book, so that's what we're gonna fucking do today. I will give a shout out to all of my subscribers and to all the viewers. This is a shout out for everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are not getting sick by this fucking shit, and I hope it'll be over with soon. But the book here in question is called The Titanic Experience, the tragic story of the unsinkable ship and her enduring legacy. It says this book contains rare, removable documents and memorabilia by beau, Riffenburgh. Now on the back, it talks about it says 15 facsimiles of rare Titanic documents. And before I did this, I actually took everything out of the little pouches. There's little pouches throughout this book that hold the shit. So, you see the front cover with the really famous picture of the Titanic stern in Queenstown, of course. And so, let's go ahead and open it up. This is what you're greeted with, Titanic the Experience. There's your contents. This book is 63 pages total, with an introduction. And basically the whole point of this book, the whole book is basically kind of a detailed telling of the story of the Titanic, all the way from the very beginning to like the age of the liner in the time of Thomas Henry Ismay, the original owner of the Oceanic Steam Navigation Company, the White Star Line. And here is an original blueprint for the Titanic. Actually, technically, this would be the Olympic, because the open A deck and the windows in the B deck, and the larger open promenade here on the B deck level as well. And we come to the first part here, the concept, because, you know, with Lusitania and Mauritania, and of course we come to the first thing that had the pouch in it, talking about, you know, Alexander Carlisle, along with William Peary, Thomas Andrews, and Edward Wilding designed the Olympic class liners. And if I can unfold this, this is the first thing you come to, this big sectional drawing of the Titanic with a bunch of other figures. This is pretty neat. Titanic and figures. So that's the first artifact you come across. And then of course, you know, talking about the building and the launching of the Titanic. And of course the luxuries of the ship. Along with this advertisement for Finoleato toilet soap. This advertisement only appeared once in the April 6, 1912 Illustrated London News. And of course the workings of the Titanic. This is a very interesting document. This is a surveyor certificate for the Titanic from the Board of Trade. See, immigrant ship. Titanic was classified as an immigrant ship. This is a very, very neat document. If you're a Titanic fanatic like I am, this is a pretty neat document to look at. So, and here are the colored version of the original blueprints. Of course, it's Olympic again, so you open A deck and the enclosed B deck. So, and talking about new command. Of course, there's a picture of the Olympic after the hot collision. A picture of Joseph Bell, the chief engineer. Promotions of disaster. And the departure, the 3 departures. And here is a postcard, a reprint of a postcard sent from the Titanic. This is pretty cool. Just in the corner it says, triple screw RMS, Olympic and Titanic. 45 tons each, the largest steamers in the world. And it's got this really cool image of an Olympic class liner. And here is a certificate of clearance from the Board of Trade, which lists everything on the back. And what's really cool about this document, they actually reprinted everything, including the bit that they wrote on the back where they figured out the total population, the total passengers on board and crew, 2,208. That's the accepted number of people that were on the Titanic when she left the European continent. And of course, talking about the ice that's ahead, and of course the collision. And here are some 3 Marconigrams from the Olympic and the Titanic. The Titanic calling to the Olympic for assistance. Here is a second of the telegraphs between the Olympic and the Titanic. And here is one of the Olympic sending news to New York, or about the sinking, the foundering, and the heavy loss of life. And this book is a very, very detailed, basically a pretty detailed history of the Titanic, and it's a very interesting book. Here's a telegraph here from Chaz Evans to President Taft, giving their condolences of the Americans lost on the Titanic, including Mr. and Mrs. Strauss, Archie Butt, which was the President's military aide, Colonel John Jacob Astor, and Benjamin Guggenheim. And this is talking about as the ship sinks. And of course, the people in the lifeboats after the ship went down, and the rescue, and the survivors. And this is a reprint of the original landing card given to Edwina Trout, which was a second-class passenger on the Titanic, as this Carpathia X Titanic. I think that's pretty cool. And covering an international sensation. And here is a reprint of the Daily Memorandum from the Hydrographic Office. And it even says right here, reported by radio, 2 large icebergs, the Titanic. See right here, collision with iceberg with Titanic. And this other one is a letter from to the Board of Trade from Ismay Marine and Company, which is White Star Line, saying this is when they thought the Titanic was still afloat and hadn't sank, but they were wrong. The New York Times got it right. Carvan had a hunch, and he was correct in the official inquiries. And this is a letter from the Matson Life Raft Company for their adapted life raft racks, which this is actually, I read, it's actually a very, really interesting concept. And from the way it works, it actually seems like a really good idea. If Titanic did have them, it probably would have made a good difference. And of course, up to California. And this here is a letter written by Stanley Lord to the Board of Trade. No, actually, no. Written to Lord Mersey. This is a letter Lord wrote to Lord Mersey about his about the night of the in question. Kind of hard to fucking read that shit, you know. That's some hard ass shit to read. After the tragedy, and search and discovery, exploration of the Titanic, the salvaging of Titanic, and Titanic Remembered. And this last little bit's an interesting letter. It was written by, on behalf of the daughter of Bruce Ismay and the son of Stanley Lord for the movie A Night to Remember. They were basically ruling out the fact that the movie portrayed those two men inaccurately. Which, if you remember, A Night to Remember, one of the best movies of the Titanic of all time. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting little piece of history too. Interesting piece of movie history. And of course you got your enduring legacy. And the end of the book. So yeah, Titanic Experience. This is a very, very nice fucking book. Very nice fucking book. I would give it 5 stars. I've read it. It's a good book. And if you really love the Titanic, and you like to have some replicas of some really neat artifacts, of some really neat documents, this book is definitely the way to go. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this thorough book review of the Titanic Experience. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back with you. And as always, if you're new to the channel and you like what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. You'll never miss a video and become part of the Commodore's crew. And until next time, this is Commodore Urban saying of smooth seas and clear skies and happy sailing with you, and God bless. Stay safe, and yeah, bye-bye.